Hello everyone. In today's video, I'm going to show you how to solve word problems in different scenario. Okay. So before directly going to these word problems, I want you to read this one very carefully. Okay. So this one is just the area of a rectangle is 40 meter square or square meter, and the length. Okay, the length of the rectangle is 7 meters less than 3 times the width. Okay, so this is very important part of the problem. Okay, so the question is find the dimensions of the rectangle. Okay, we are going to find the dimensions. The dimensions means we are going to find the width and length. Okay, so look at this rectangle here. This is the rectangle I have. So this one is the width of the rectangle, and this one is the length of the rectangle. Okay, so a rectangle has width and length. These are the two dimensions. So this rectangle has 40 meter square square meter area, and we know that the area of a rectangle is given by area is equal to width times length. Okay, area is equal to width times length. This is very important formula to know. Okay, this is the important formula. Now if that is so, there is here 7 meter less than 3 times the width. Okay, the relation between the length and the width is the length is 3 times the width minus 7. So this minus 7 here, this minus 7 here is telling me that that's the 7 less than part. Okay, the 7 less than part is this one, and then 3 times is this one. Okay, the 3w is the 3 times the width. Okay, that's the 3 times the width. Okay, now I'm gonna go here now. Just 40 is equal to width times length. Okay, I'm gonna plug in instead of a or the area 40 meter square or 40 square meter, and then the width times the length. Okay, the width times just the length. The length, I substitute this length here by 3 with minus 7. Okay, now 40 is here, so I distribute this one, w divide and multiply by 3w, and then another time w multiplied by negative 7. So that will give me 40. Okay, 40 equals to 3w square minus 7. Okay, 3w square minus 7, this one right here. Okay, so w times 3w is 3w square minus 7 is just minus 7w. Okay, now I subtract from both sides negative 40 from both sides. So finally, I will have 3w square, okay, 3w square minus 7w minus 40 is equal to 0, okay, is equal to 0. This is now important part. So I realize that this one is a quadratic equation, okay, this is a quadratic equation, this part is a quadratic equation. So what I'm gonna do is now, I'm gonna use one of the techniques, okay, you can choose whatever technique you want. If you forget the techniques how to solve the quadratic equation, you can go ahead and then watch the other videos. So I'm gonna use now the slide and divide method. Okay, the slide and divide method. So in the slide and divide method, what usually do is we slide the a into the c. That means I divide this 3, okay, to the front, to this one, and then it will give me 120. Okay, 3 times negative 40 is 120. So I have w square here, w square negative 7w, negative 7w is equal to 0. Okay, is equal to 0. Very good. Now, as always, I just open two parentheses, right? I just open two parentheses like this. And then the two numbers that give me negative 120 and negative 7 are 8 and negative 15, because negative 15 times 8 is 120, and then negative 15 plus 8 is negative 7. So don't forget that 3 at the front. This was the 3 I don't have to forget. Go ahead and then divide that 3 here. Okay, I divide that 3, and when I divide that 3, I keep going until I can get the whole number. So 15 over 3 is 5. It can be simplified, but 8 over 3 is impossible to divide. So I'm gonna slide this 3 to the front, right? To the front, and then 15 minus 15 divided by 3 is 5. So that will give me simply, look, this is w minus 5 times 3w plus 8 is equal to 0. Okay, so I solve for w minus 5 is equal to 0. W is gonna give me 5. Okay, w is gonna give me 5. So this is one number. Okay, this is one number. The next number is going to be 3w is equal to negative 8 here, or okay, 3w minus 8. So w is divide both sides by 3, both sides by 3. So that's gonna be negative 8 over 3. But remember, I'm looking for an integer. So negative 8 over 3 is not integer. This is not integer. Okay, this is not integer. So I have to ignore this one. This is not integer. This is a rational number. because negative 8 over 3 is not an integer. Okay, now I take 5 as an answer, okay, but I cannot just simply take 5 for granted. All I have to do is I have to go find the other dimension, which is the length, because according to the relation check, okay, I'm gonna check it here. The length is equal to 3 times the width, 7 minus, okay, 7 less than 3 times the width. So the width is 5 already here. I'm plugging it here, okay, 3 times 5 minus 7, okay, 3 times 5 is 15. 15 minus 7 is going to be 8. Okay, now I find the two dimensions. One of them is 8, one of them is 5. Now let me check if they can give me 40, because I need the product to be 40, okay, because the area of the rectangle was 40. So area is equal to width times length. Area is equal to 5 times 8 is equal to 40. So that's the right answer. So the width is 5, the length is 8. Okay. All right. So you can, anytime you can pause and then read those numbers very carefully until you get them. Okay. All right. Let's go to the next one. Okay. The next one. The next one is here again. Okay. The next one is here. Let's discuss about the next one. Look, number 2. All right. Read it carefully again. One integer is 4 more than 2 times another. Okay, this is very key. Okay, all right. There are two integers. One of them is 4 more than twice of the other. Okay, if their product is 48, what are the integers is the question. So what I can do is, okay, let's say x is the first integer and then y is the second integer. I don't know what are those integers, but one thing I know is, well, when I multiply them, their product is 48. Okay, x times y is 48. And then how they related? Okay, one of them is 2 times the 4 more than twice of the other. So that's, let's say if that y is 2 times another, which is the another is the x, and then 4 more than. So you see the 4 more than means less than is minus, more than is plus. Okay, so that means 4 more than of who? 2 times the other. Okay, this is 2 times the other part is this 2x. Okay, and then 4 is just the 4 more than part. So okay, now I'm gonna go ahead. Okay, x is here, x is here. You multiply that by the y, which is 2x plus 4. This is the 4 more than twice the other part. Okay, this must be 48. Okay, so this is the key part. Okay, this is the key. Okay, or the first step. Okay, the first couple minutes is very important until this part. Then after that, simply all I have to do is just distributive property. I use distributive property. X times 2x is 2x squared, right? X times 4 is 4x. This is 48. That is the 48. Okay, now let me rearrange this one into the standard form. Okay, standard. Okay, standard form. I have to write this one into standard form. So subtract 48 from both sides. So that's going to be 2x squared plus 4x minus 48 is equal to 0. Okay, great. Now look, I have 2 here. I can factor out 2 outside. That is 2 here. Open parenthesis, x squared 2x minus 24. Okay, so that means this can give me back the original one. Now divide both sides by 2. Okay, divide both sides by 2. So that I can eliminate the 2. I don't need the 2. 0 over 2 is just 0. So now finally I will have this very beautiful nice quadratic equation here. Look at that. This is very simple and a nice one. Now, as always, I have to open 2 parentheses. Okay, as always, I have to open 2 parentheses right here. This step. Okay, I open this parenthesis and this parenthesis again. Okay, I'm gonna put one x here and then another x here. Then look for the 2 numbers that give me negative 24 and positive 2. The 2 numbers are 4 and 6, because 6 times negative 4. Okay, negative 4 is negative 24, and then 6 plus negative 4 is just positive 2. So I need those 2 numbers, okay, for 2 and for 24. Okay, 6 positive and then 4 negative. Okay, plus 6, look at that, plus 6 and then minus 4. Okay, very good. Now solve the x value. Always the x value is the opposite of that number, the opposite of that number. That means, okay, x plus 6 is equal to 0, or x minus 4 is equal to 0. Okay, solve. X is equal to negative 6 or x is equal to 4. Okay, now this is the question. I got two numbers, negative 6 and 4. I have to check each of them to pick one, or maybe to pick both of them. Okay, so if I find the x value, that means I find one of the numbers. The second one is, remember, the second one was twice of this plus 4 more than twice of this negative 6. So 2 times negative 6 plus 4 more than. Okay, keep going. 2 times negative 6 is negative 12, right? Negative 12 plus 4 is negative 8. Okay, now if x is 6, negative 6, if x is negative 6, y is negative 8. Okay, let me check if they can give me 48 then, to accept or to reject. Okay, negative 8 times negative 6 is 48. Oh, worked. So these two numbers worked. Negative 8 and negative 6 worked. Okay, they fill the criteria, they pass the criteria, and then when I multiply them, they give me 48. So I pick this one, okay, and then I'm gonna check the next one. Okay, what about the next one? Okay, 4. The next one was 4. You remember the next one was 4. So do the same way. Okay, I plug in into y. Okay, y is equal to 2 times 4, because twice of the other, 4 more than, okay, this one. So 2 times 4 is 8. 8 plus 4 is 12. Okay, 12. What about 4 times 12 if I multiply them? 4 times 12 is 48. Oh, so this one also worked. So that means all of them can be the answer. The pair 6, negative 8 pair, and then 4, 12 pair. All of them are integers. The question is integer. Remember the integer. Integers are negative numbers, positive numbers, and 0. So these two works, these two works, these two pair works, these two pair works. So all of them are the answers: negative 6, negative 8, or 4 and 12. Okay, all right, excellent. Now let's go to the next one. The next one is this. Okay, the next one is this, right? So it's not always more than, there is also less than, so that means, okay, one integer is 3 less than twice another. Okay, twice another. If their product is 35, find the two integers. Okay, find the two integers. All right. Okay, so as always, what I have to do is I have to know the two integers to give me 35. But at the beginning, I don't know who the numbers are. Okay, let them x and y. Okay, x is one, y is another one, and then they give me 35. But they are related. How they related? Okay, one of them is 3 less than twice of the other. Okay, 3 less than twice of the others. The 3 less than is this part, the negative 3. Twice of the other is the x. Okay, the x. So the y is basically 2x minus 3. Okay, now go ahead and then multiply them together. X times 2x minus 3 is equal to 35. Okay, so I distribute as always. Okay, x times 2x is 2x squared. X times minus 3 is minus 3x. I'm just gonna subtract 35 from both sides. The 35 will come to the left side, is equal to 0. Okay, now you are familiar with this one, right? You are familiar with this one. So all I have to do is slide and divide method. Okay, you can use another method as well, but I'm gonna use the slide and divide method at this step. Okay, I'm gonna use slide and divide method. So I slide 2 to the front and then multiply it by 35. Okay, it will be, change it into negative 70. Okay, then I have x only. Just look at that, I slide that one to the front. Okay, then it becomes 70. Okay, then don't worry about this one. Okay, just I'm going to show you this in a minute. So at this point, x minus 3x minus 70 is equal to 0, right? So what are the two numbers that will give me negative 70 and negative 3? Okay, when I multiply them and then when I add them, you know this already, we did this multiple times. So the numbers are negative 10 and positive what? Positive 7, right? Because if you multiply them, they will give you negative 70. If you add them, negative 10 plus 7 is equal to negative 3. Okay, so they work. So that means negative 10 and 7 are my numbers. Okay, this is the first number, and then this is the second one. Okay, now remember the 2. Don't forget that, to bring it here now. The 2 at the front. So divide those by 2, right? And then divide this by 2. Okay, so look, 10 can divide by 2, that is 5. Okay, the 5 is here, but 7 cannot divide by 2. So I'm gonna slide back the 2 into the front of x. Okay, I bring it to the front of x. Okay, now I get this 2x plus 7 is equal to 0, and then x minus 5 is equal to 0. So if I solve x minus 5 is equal to 0, x is equal to 5. Okay, this is the first solution. The second one, if I solve this one, 2x plus 7 is equal to 0, minus 7 from both sides is going to be negative 7 over 2. Okay, negative 7 over 2. Okay, negative 7 over 2. Now, remember now, I am looking for the integers, so these are my answers, right? So go find the y, the other integer, okay, the other integer, because we are looking two integers. So y is twice of the other, 3 minus twice of the other. 3 minus twice of the other means I have the 5, plug in 5 in the x, this is going to be 10. 10 minus 3 is 7. So okay, the second number is 7. So 5 and 7, okay, if I multiply them, what will happen? 5 times 7 is going to be 35, okay? 35 is equal to 35. So 5 and 7, they work, okay? What about the next one? The next one is negative 7 over 2. Can I check that? No, because what? It is asking me again, like the previous problem, an integer. So I don't have to worry about it. This is just integer. I'm looking for integer. And remember that anything written in the form of a over b, okay? In the form of a over b, where b is different from 0, is not an integer. It is a rational number. So is the negative 7 over 2. Negative 7 over 2 is not integer, so I just ignore this one. But if it was any number, it would work, but I don't have to worry about this for now, okay? So my numbers are the 5 and 7, which fulfills the criteria, and then they give me 35 as well, okay? Okay, so I hope you enjoyed the video. The good thing about this video is maybe you can pause, you can stop. It's not like the classroom. In the classroom, you have to cover a lot of things. So just you can stop this one at anywhere you want, and then you can look them until you understand it. Okay. I hope you enjoyed the video. Have a great day.